What the fuck is wrong with us?
Does Anne Frank shit in an attic?
And if Anne Frank, how many shits does Anne Frank have if Anne Frank has to shit in an attic? Oh, that was a bad woodchuck joke.
Oh, I gotcha.
How the fuck is Anne Frank? Oh.
Yo, dude! It's Yo, dude with Aunt J! Yo, dude! Our hypothesis podcast metropolis!
Get in the attic.
Dude, I heard Anne Frank's diary that had like stuff taken out of it, and there was like weird stuff
sure
about.
Did. Oh,
there was like weird, like about like her like being like a sexual being. It's weird because she was like everyone thinks of her as like just a little kid.
Wait, how old was she again?
Like 11, bro. But she was like going through puberty, so like there's like stuff in her like diary about like diddling and stuff.
Kids are a little hip to that shit a little earlier than 11 usually. At least I was. But
I mean, I was too. But
I mean, also. I was actually thinking about Anne Frank the other day, right? Because I saw this website. So I saw this interactive link for the room so you could walk in. It was like a 3D photo in a room where you could, turn your phone, and it was like you're standing in it, right? And I was like, where the hell did they put the shit?
Oh.
Like, how did somebody not smell them?
It makes sense.
Eventually, right? So, I mean, it's been a while since I've refreshed my Anne Frank story or timeline. But how long was she up there for?
It was a while. It was at least I want to say a year at least, wasn't it?
Right. So where?
I could be wrong on that.
I understand that she's probably not eating a lot, but at some point you're gonna take a dump.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to. I mean,
so I mean,
that's the unglamorous parts.
Right? No, I was like, I was being legit, man. Yeah. I was just going like, okay, where'd they put the shit?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you think about that too. Like, I mean, that's like just all the nature, like the natural things you have to do as a person. Like even like the Underground Railroad, like where the, like.
Well, that's a little different though. I mean,
but I'm saying like
you're not in the same room for 365 days. Okay, let's say like okay. We'll just use like a pregnant lady average, okay? So like naturally when like a woman's pregnant, their internal organs are pushed up, kid, right? So it messes up, how their bowel movements and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And so they probably don't go every day naturally.
That's true.
No, I know they don't. I'm just trying to be nice. Every other day maybe or whatever. So let's just say we use that as like a curve, a grading curve.
Okay.
Right. So
every other day.
That's still over 130 dumps.
Yeah.
Way more than that.
More than that.
That'd be a third. That'd be a dump every 3 days.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe they weren't eating as much. Maybe
Well, even at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe you're just like.
There's going to be enough at some point that you're going to smell it.
Well, in kids growing, you would think it'd be probably even more. Because like their body's like turning stuff in so fast.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of where she. It doesn't say on here, but.
Of course, it doesn't say where she took a dump.
No, I'm saying like how long she was in there, like.
Where would you take a dump if you were in a room behind a bookshelf?
I don't know. Nowhere. Like, just.
I mean, exactly. You go. I mean, like.
Maybe she ate it. I don't know. Hide the evidence, bro.
Took a weird turn.
I don't know how long she was actually up there, so like that's the thing. Is like if she was up there for like a long, I mean,
okay, man, you're really gonna make me.
Okay. So I'm just quick going through Wikipedia. It looks like the diary starts June of like 43 or something like that, and at least goes through January of 44. So there's at least 6 months there. So
there's enough shit. That's enough shit.
So it could be longer. I just stopped scrolling. So yeah, that's a lot.
Shit. It's a lot. It's a lot of feces.
Hey, and that's World War II. Don't do. That's the band. That's a weird time to be around. Like, could you imagine like someone trying to straight up Hitler things now? Like, it just where it's like really, really public knowledge that he was just putting people in concentration camps and just torching them. I know there's dictators all around the world who do like funky stuff, but
I was like,
I mean, it's probably but I mean, like, I think it's like less like I feel like it was known what he was doing like then. Maybe it wasn't,
I
but
feel like this would take a very dark turn.
yeah, we could take a super dark turn. Yeah,
So,
or sucks.
Man, I don't know. I think it definitely would get a. Back then, I imagine people didn't exactly believe it was going on when it was going on, or they didn't want to, or
Yeah,
and also when the news would trickle back to, like, say, over here from there, it wasn't, like Vietnam was the first real publicized war.
yeah,
In the news and whatnot back to the country, if you really look at it. And so, as far as like my opinion is concerned, I mean, of course, there was some coverage on WW2 and all that shit, but like,
yeah,
but as far as like boots on the ground reporters and from the start to the finish,
true.
Vietnam is when what was up, and so
Makes sense.
I think it was a little bit of a reality check for a lot of people. I mean, not that Hitler's any different than the American genocide of the Native Americans,
Yeah.
And all that other shit, or the Irish,
True.
or whatever, man. We can keep going, but like,
Well, I was gonna say, I think
there's power in history, people.
Yeah.
Read a book.
Well, I think
Get off Facebook.
Germany's what the size of Germany is not. It's not. Germany's not even close to as big as America. It's landmass size.
No. That's
So
decent though. It's not,
so it's so what I'm saying is
it doesn't expand border to border continent
Yeah.
with.
so what I'm saying is like I think it would probably be like such a condensed.
But they were basically doing the same thing minus the technology because they were trying to conquer all of Europe. We conquered all of our portion of North America from east to west. Manifest fucking destiny is
That's true.
Is more. I mean, it's all from a point of view, but at the you get what I'm getting at, but yeah.
You know what the weird thing is about that? So like you think about, and I had this conversation, and I forgot who I was talking to the other day about it, but like we were talking about how like all of the bad things that happen, like obviously like you have like
record, I'm
what?
not drinking this beer because I'm in a bad mood and I'm trying to loosen up, so I'm not like humbug.
Bad mood, yay.
Dude,
Humbug.
It goes in cycles, man.
It does.
Cycles, dude. Yeah.
But what I was saying was like, so like, where does the?
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's cool. It's all good.
I was.
I mean,
no, I know. I love
like
because you get annoyed and then you don't.
I don't get. I never get annoyed. It's all.
Oh no, I see it.
I'm just not with this kind of stuff. No. Where does like survival of the fittest come in? Like in people terms, because like other.
What do you mean?
Like so like people are like
like as far as like the work environment, life in general.
Well, what I'm saying is like
situation,
people get upset about like we didn't handle the obviously Native American situation very well as a country in retrospect, but at the same time, how many countries get invaded and taken over by other countries, or we just happen to be other people, and they were more apt to take over the land, so they did it. So where does that, like, you know what I mean? Like, where, looking at it from a bigger picture, not like people shouldn't be killed. I think, everyone could probably live peacefully if we really got all our shit. I know, that's what I'm saying. If we all got our shit together, we could probably make it more peaceful. But that's not how we live. So
first time you get in that utopia, the first time someone takes your bag of fucking picante flavored fucking corn nuts.
Those are the most random items I thought of.
Shit escalates, man.
No, obviously, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so
let's say I come over and we're in a utopia and I eat your chili picante corn nuts, and then I go and I push up on your old lady.
Yeah.
When that could escalate into somebody getting killed real easy, right?
Well, that's how the world works on a flat level.
Human nature. People are selfish.
Well, then you also have alphas and betas and personalities, and alphas are obviously going to want to run shit.
I mean, like look at the way like a pack of wolves, the structure works.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I like it. It's just that makes sense of like you can't have a utopian society because like there's no way that you're gonna be able to have it where you can
I'm listening. I'm listening.
where it's not going to escalate into like violent situation, obviously. But so that's where I go. My mind goes from an objective standpoint of like I want everybody to be treated fairly, but in a world where like we are,
right,
is like even things like slavery and all that kind of stuff. You like that stuff was led us to where we are now. Unfortunately, it was on the backs of other people that were disenfranchised. But like, where like did we have to go through that to get to where we are? And are we in a better spot now than we would have been had it not? Like all that kind of stuff. Like it would be interesting to see if you could run a scenario, like a bunch of scenarios out and like change one thing here or there, or it would be interesting to like a butterfly effect kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, back to the wolf analogy, because, there's the alpha, there's the beta, and even there's, like, the omega role, which is, like, the runt of the pack and all that stuff, too. And then there's probably the combination of both.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as humans go, I mean, in roles, and, like, when you hang out with a group of dudes, it's pretty, what the pecking order is pretty quick. I mean, especially when you learn.
Yeah, see that's the thing is like with almost everything in life is you have so you have like one extreme and then you have the other. So you have like the total dominant and then you have the total submissive, and then most people live in that between.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with confidence too, man, and age.
Oh yeah,
and understanding the difference between being, not the term alpha is kind of like. Because I'd like to think I've been told I have an alpha dominant personality. You get what I mean? Yeah, just.
I can see it.
This is the way I am. I don't know. I don't take shit from anybody that I haven't solicited. But I definitely can take anything that I dish out. I understand the role, responsibilities, and consequences of action and all other crap. And so I'm not I'm not a dummy.
Segura. Hey, old habits.
I know, right? Dude, I saw a YouTube video where they were dropping the gay bomb. That's gay. They were like 13, 14-year-old kids taking bong rips, like weed fails. I was trying to find something funny for the podcast, and this kid choked into the bong, and it shot the water through the female part out of the bowl, out of the bottom. The guy's like, "Oh, you're so gay." And I was like, "Man, I can't believe." Not like the social warrior part or anything else like that. I mean, but you get what I mean. But like, I was like, man, everybody was so nonchalant about that shit back then. I don't.
Dude, it was way nonchalant, way nonchalant.
Dude, I don't even get it. Like, I'm not saying it was right or wrong or anything like that, but.
Well, it's weird. So. And maybe this kind of actually goes back to a conversation we had yesterday a little bit. But so you have bullying in school, right? Okay, so now we have all these words that are no longer socially acceptable. Not that they were necessarily socially acceptable before. Like if a teacher caught you saying the N word, the F word, whatever, you're still getting in trouble.
You're still like that as an adult. Like in the army, I got told I wasn't allowed to talk outside a certain building for like a month and a half because I kept telling these new dudes that were cycling they were gonna die as they walked by. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're fucked." I was like, "Hey Bogey, this guy ain't gonna make it home." He's like, "No. Hey, what'd you bring with you, bro?" Oh, it was. So, it came down at the battalion fucking talk meeting where the full bird fucking dude, the lieutenant colonel, I forget what his fucking name was, but goes up to, my first sergeant Santoyo, and he goes, soldiers, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to throw out any more names, but it was funny. So, my squad leader comes into the beehive, and we're overseas, and he goes, Bogart, Madrid. And so we come out of our little areas, because, we lived in holes in the wall, and we're like, yo, pretty much, what up, staff sergeant? Yeah, and He's like, you motherfuckers are not allowed to talk outside. You cannot sit in the smoke shack anymore and tell these Oklahoma National Guard guys as they come walking by that they're going to die. You can't keep asking them if they brought food or what kind of size shoe they wear. Just
I mean, that's like such a...
it was so funny. Because this was like the Taliban right at the peak of the Taliban resurgence. You know, so like the end of mid 2007 and shit, and so like tensions were high,
obviously,
for these dudes, and it was funny, man. We had a lot of fun. We threw a smoke bomb in that smoke shack, or smoke grenade one time. And we'd go on these fucking patrols. We got stuck on this stupid ass detail for like 6 weeks, and we were doing Sec 4, and so that's called security force, right? And so doing random patrols around this base, and route security and blow me up patrols, where you run the same fucking route every morning to clear the fucking route for fucking convoys and Abrams and shit, and that sucked. What if there's an ID here? Poke, poke, poke.
Yeah,
nope.
that
Maybe
sounds like
be tomorrow. Yeah. So
like, this is not...
Right. Yeah, we used to call them blow me up patrols. And anyways, so that being said, we'd do these around the world patrols on foot. They're dismounted, right? So we wouldn't be, in a rig, and they'd be like anywhere from 4 to 6 miles, and they'd take, a little while, a few hours, but we would do 2 a day, and so we would go out in the morning and we'd see these fucking National Guard dudes, and not anything. I was in the National Guard also, and so active duty, and then did a guard, enlistment. But so it's nothing against that branch, but this particular company of field artillery guys from, what were they, the 45th Infantry, the Thunder Chickens. People know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Oklahoma National Guard, right? So they were FA dudes, full artillery, and so they were in their PT gear. And they're fat-bodied, undisciplined. You could tell they trained up for like 2.5, maybe 6 to 8 weeks before they hit theater. Crash course and everything. They should have been training on a month at a time instead of 2 hours every 1 week in a month. And hey, but no, they're there, so that's all that matters. But anyways, I was just kind of this particular unit reminded me of like all the stereotypes, right? And we would be going by the smoke shack, the designated smoking area for people to smoke cigarettes, and you'd see the same dudes in their PT gear chilling there about 06:30, and you'd go out on your round the world patrol or your blow me up patrol, whatever your detail was that day, whatever your mission was, and you'd come back, right before lunch or chow if you're on a dismounted patrol, and so you can change your socks and shit. This is on a good day if something bad didn't happen. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't have to do your fucking actual job, and you'd see the same fucking dudes chilling there, still smoking their fucking cigarettes, their Camel Lights or whatever, Marlboro Ultra Lights or whatever Pogue cigarettes are, and we'd be like, what the fuck, right? And so we're like, whatever, we're getting fucking dicked, and we go out, do another 5 miles, come back 3-4 hours later. You take your time. You get what I mean. You're not running, and unless you have to, and so. Because sometimes you would meet with a mullah at a local mosque, or a village elder or the neighborhood elder or whatever. You want to hearts and minds sometimes. So anyways, we'd come back, same motherfucker still there right before dinner time. So like one day, fucking Bogart goes, "Fuck these motherfuckers." That's verbatim. This guy, he was so loud. We got an ambush one time, and we were in a village called Sco, right? And we were with the ANA, and at night we'd roll out completely blacked out. We'd have IR floodlights on our 1114s, the Humvees, the up armoreds, and it'd have a big floodlight from infrared bulb, so you couldn't see it with the plain eye, but you would have your night vision goggles, your NVGs, and you could see the light. And so you could drive without headlights on, so you could hear the Humvees, but you couldn't see us unless you were right up on us. You know what I mean? And we would bait the ANA, the Afghan National Army, out. And they were rolling around with 4 Rangers. And so They're like, no, you guys roll out, yeah, we'll follow you. And so we got a little tick earlier that afternoon in the same neighborhood at right before twilight, and kind of DD'd out of the area and kind of regrouped, and we started taking a little random mortar fire and shit, some RPGs and shit. And we had one of the rigs got a tire, lost a tire, so we didn't have a jack. So we drove the Humvee and high centered it on a wadi wall, which was like a mud berm, and leading it like a koalat fence. If you're familiar. And then we had dudes pulling on the front bumper so we could get the back wheel off the ground. And we changed it and then backed it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after we got all that shit fixed, so there was only like I feel like I want to say there's 5 Humvees. There was R2 from my squad, and then we had 3 other ones from that were from another squad of dudes that were rolling with us for a couple of weeks, and they had a Mark 19, which is fucking just so nice when you're getting your ass handed to you, and because it's a belt-fed, fully automatic 40mm grenade launcher.
Okay.
So it's just doof 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 doof.
Yeah.
Doof 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 doof. Right, and anyways, so. We're trying to get out of this area and hit the main this route called Breckenridge, and we kind of turned around a little bit, and then we started taking fire. But the A&A hit it first, and then my Humvee was second in the convoy, and I was on my 50, and I happened to be facing the direction we started taking the initial fire from, and and it was black as fuck. It was dark. And I remember hearing. Right, something like that. Yeah, pretty close to that. It was a lot deeper, dude. And I was drinking, so I was literally like this. I had my left hand on the butterfly, and which is the trigger mechanism for the machine gun. And I was looking forward naturally, and I had my sectors from 12 to literal like 4 o'clock, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember just hearing that, and as I'm drinking that water, I just see this big white flash, dude, and so it was dark, so I literally we went back the next day to take like damage assessments because we fucked up anybody's houses and shit, but it's pretty fucking close, bro. I mean, like, anyways, got in a little skirmish there and shit, and where was I going with that? I don't remember now.
You were
got me on that.
Yeah, we were talking about blowing up smoke shacks.
Oh, yeah. Bogart, right? Okay, so you're right. As that ambush is going on, Bogart was the first gunner, so he had noon to 9. I had noon to 4. 4 to 6. So we had intercept the field fire with the next guy. But anyways, he is shooting a 240 Bravo, right? A little 7.62 action, and I can hear him over my gun. The other guns, them shooting at us, the fucking RPG going off. You don't ambush me, you motherfuckers! It's just, no, right? And then the gunner behind, because we got bunched up, dude. These A&A bailed out of, it was like a fatal funnel. We got choked. It was a choke point. They ambushed us perfectly. They got the A&A to jump out of their trucks. They blocked our road. My captain, Captain Gillentine, his first name was Jack. He got a silver star for this shit, dude. We all should have got something before. That's called officer's privilege.
Yeah.
You heard of white privilege? There's a thing called officer's privilege, and it's an epidemic. Anyways, right. So these motherfuckers bail out of their truck, and freaking Captain Jack, Gillentine goes running out into the fucking road while taking fire. I mean, it was a really, really close tick, dude. There was like at least 15 of them, and they had a little mortar toot off. Probably like the guys that have been pelting us before. They had that shit. It was like a little 60 millimeter Egyptian tube, so it was tiny, totally portable. 2 guys. Even one if he was strong.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so they started lobbing it on us. So he was out there and he was pulling the A&A soldiers that were hiding out of the ditch, out of the wadi, to get them to the fucking Rangers so they could move the fucking truck so we didn't get fucking killed.
Oh wow.
And because you know what I mean, you don't get the clear shots at night, dude.
Yeah.
And so anyways, Bogey's yelling, Captain Jack's fucking doing shit. I'm fucking shooting my 50. And then finally that Mark 19 shows up, right? And he's at a crossing intersection. So if we're stuck like this, the guy shows up way down here, And so he's shooting like this way while I'm
Yeah.
shooting this way. And so these guys are over here, you know, and he just lit up this fucking building, bro. It was gnarly. But anyways, we get out of there. We end up rolling a Humvee in a ditch, trying to take damage assessment, turn around like an hour later, and then we start seeing these motherfuckers move up through the wadi and the water ravines. And, you know, we start seeing little red and green fucking flashlights. And, you know, you probably look like they're probably like 50 yards out from where I'm at, man. We're waiting for the fucking wrecker to show up from fucking lightning. And, dude, took for fucking ever. And so Armstrong's on the fucking the radio, and he's on the Blue Force tracker. He's trying to, you know, get somebody out here to fucking help us put up a security perimeter, because we had one Humvee that was already fucked up from the bush rig. My Humvee was now fucked up, and then the one that Bogart was in ended up getting fucking rolled. You know, because they were trying to turn around, and it went down and it rolled over literally. And so at that point, you know, like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours goes by, man, and we start seeing these lights move in, and you know, it's so fucking dark you can't even light a goddamn cigarette, because you're gonna take a round in the fucking mouth. You know, that's literally how like serious it was. And we're waiting, and then we finally hear this loud ass truck start coming in the distance. It ended up being the wrecker. The wrecker shows up, and the hydraulics on the jack don't fucking work, so we have to literally drag the Humvee out of the ditch.
Oh.
And so once it's out of the ditch, we get it flipped over, and so at that point it's fucked up, dude. And so and they're pretty sturdy, man, but they're not made to roll over very well.
No, I imagine.
And so, and we had a knack for getting our fucking radiator shot out. The mechanics, they loved us at Organy and at Camp Lightning and Gardas. But so anyways, we start getting towed, but it can't lift the front of the Humvee up, so it's dragging it. The tires are fucking jacked up. You know, the wheels are all fucked up, so it's getting dragged, bro. So we finally get off the dirt and we hit fucking pavement, man. Because you know, think about like the Baja 500. That's how Afghanistan's roads are, with where the infrastructure isn't outside of like a few bigger cities. I mean, they have the ring highway that goes around the whole country that they had built at one point, but this wasn't on the ring. And so we finally get to Gardes, man, and you know, we hit that pavement, and you know, and I'm falling asleep, dude. I've been awake like 38 hours at that point. And I remember just, you know, nodding off on the gun, man, and we finally hit that fucking pavement of the first truck. There was a Humvee, and then there was the wrecker dragging the broken Humvee, and then there was my truck, right? And so once that wrecker and the towing Humvee got hit the pavement, you hear,
oh,
and dude, it's like 3:45 in the morning at that point. Last call, prayer calls at 4. So everyone's waking up and shit. And I'm going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm like, we're gonna fucking get lit the fuck up. You know, and that's literally what I'm thinking, right? So instantly, like, the adrenaline kicks back in, and I'm wide awake again, right? And so we get dragged all the way through Gardes till the other side of the pavement's done, and get up to Camp Lightning, and to where like the A&A compound was, you know, the big A&A. Lightning had what was the name of the bigger fob? It was there was a huge base. There was Camp Lightning. There was a Special Forces camp that was across the street. There, you know, bases within bases there.
Yeah.
And then the A&A compound, where, you know, was the 203rd Kandak. That's what it was, the Kandak base. And so we get there, and there's these speed bumps and shit, and so it's getting dragged, and so the Humvee's catching these fucking speed bumps and ripping them up. They're metal speed bumps, and so we're dragging shit. So we're waking up the whole fucking base when we get there too. And anyways, so we get there, and then the fucking sergeant major commanding of the fucking base comes out, starts fucking chewing our asses because we ripped up the road and shit. But yeah, so yeah, Bogart, right? Bogart, loud as fuck, and yeah, that story needed to be put out into the world. You're welcome, world. There's way more to it. Maybe I'll get into it later, but that was the G-rated. In case my kids see this someday. Yeah, but no, I'm serious. But anyways, Bogart, right? So this was like probably a couple months before that, right? He goes, "Fuck these motherfuckers," same tone, right? And pops a smoke grenade It fucking throws it into the smoke shack as we're walking by. Yeah, we're a group of dudes. It's probably like my squad of 9, and then just some scragglers and some other shit going by. And anyway, so we go back to the bee hut, whatever, right? Laughing. And about 10 minutes later, in comes, our squad leader and our platoon sergeant, and he's like, "Which one of you motherfuckers threw that grenade in there?" Yeah. They had our entire company, I mean, even more than everybody, pretty much in our area of that fob where we were staying at, lined up doing chemical swabs to see if you had the residue from on your hands. It's a big deal, dude. It's like a negligent. It's a big deal. You should.
Yeah.
You should. It was funny, and the worst things could happen, but regulations are regulations. You get what I mean?
Fair enough.
Aspects like that. In that environment, man, one thing will lead to another. Something bad could happen. So they had us out there, but Bogart was wearing fucking gloves. We all wore fucking gloves, dude. It was hot as shit, man. Those weapons get hot when you get it up. And so, you don't burn your fucking hands, man. And so, he got away with it. But it was Bogart. That was Bogart, man. He's crazy.
Good old Bogart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a different Bogart story than the one I told yesterday when my mic wasn't working right.
Yeah, no, it was, but I feel like there'll be more over time.
Hold on.
Oh, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So we're back.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, did you watch baseball the other day?
I never
Any
watched
baseball? I know.
baseball.
I'm just fucking. I'm asking you because it's funny because I know you don't watch baseball.
I have nothing against it. It's just like I'd rather not.
No, but as a fellow sports fan, I thought I would run this interesting scenario past you because I thought you'd find it interesting. So,
you also think Nikki Glazer's hot?
What?
Nothing.
So Daniel Ponce de Leon, does that name ring a bell to you?
No.
It does.
No, I remember we talked about him.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
He was that dude that got hit in the head.
Yeah.
And then,
so he got hit in the head 14 months ago,
and then grew a baby arm out the back because of the the experimental medication they gave him. And
just gave him his chest.
So now when he pitches, he has that third arm. The baby arm out of the back of his head, and it gives him extra aerodynamic and leverage, and so that's why he almost threw that no-hitter.
I mean, that's
I do know baseball.
Fair enough. I mean, that's exactly what. Would you get a third? No, I'm just kidding. No, it irritated the shit out of me. Like my wife was like laughing at me because I used to pitch, and throwing a no hitter is something that's hard to fucking do. It's not very often that it happens. 1, 2, to do it in your major league debut, you only get one opportunity to do that. So
yeah, that's true.
And then to take him out, it was just I was like and then they lost the game on top of it. Like it was 1-0 when they took him out, and then the relievers came in. He got 21 outs.
Yeah, I got you.
Without giving up a hit, and these guys couldn't get 6 outs without giving up 2 runs.
Yep.
It was irritating as fuck. But
yeah, it's gonna be the one that got away for him.
For sure. I mean,
especially if he doesn't get another opportunity like that.
Well, it's funny because after the game they were like, "Do you know if you're going to pitch again?" Because they called him up and he replaced somebody on the roster that was injured. Oh. So, but I think they'll probably keep him up. But I mean, especially after pitching like that. But
yeah,
you would think he'll stay with the roster at least for a little while unless he has some bad outings. But I was going to say, is there anything you can think of in any other sports that you can think of in that situation, something along that lines where you're like, have been so irritated by a decision that affected somebody else?
Fucking last year when Matt Kenseth got Jewed out of his championship contention, with that 8th guy that went over the pit wall and they told him, "No, you're done for the race."
Oh, I totally remember. Oh,
and that was his last run. Now he's in that 6th car. That pissed me the fuck off. I was like, "You fucking serious?" I'm like, "What? You're serious right now?"
Yeah.
And then what else?
Well, that's a weird thing too about NASCAR because NASCAR you're so thinking about just the driver, the driver in the car, but somebody going over the wall actually screw you.
Right. Well, it's and essentially it's a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Way. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
But, outside of NASCAR, don't know. I gotta think. When Johnny Hendrix lost that decision to George St. Pierre, that really, I was pissed. I lost some fucking money, dude. I was mad.
Yeah.
I had to shave my fucking beard. I mean, I was wasted when that fight started at that point. Where it was like 8 or 9 of us at a friend's house, and they were all a bunch of lightweight smokers. It was so funny, dude. And they were like, "Yo, Jay, dude, don't worry about paying for the part. You're part of the pay-per-view. Just bring some supplies if you get what I mean."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm at work, and I'm like, I have one of my people. I'm like, yo, hey, roll me up about 15 joints.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. And I'm like, big joints, right? And so, so she's like, I got you, dude. I got you. I'm like, cool, thank you. I do what I got to do, and then eventually I end up over there, right?
Yeah. So,
but they drink a lot, and I'll have the occasional beer or, a shot or two or whatever, but I rarely go past that typically, especially if I'm smoking. I don't need it. You know what I mean? And, because my filter goes away when I drink a little bit, and not like filter. Yeah, I usually say what I'm thinking anyways, and that's why people tend to like me, but, like my zero fucks meter just comes out. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck this guy, fuck this thing in particular, fuck you. You give, you know.
I mean,
you've dealt with me a tiny bit where I'm like, what are you fucking doing right now?
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen a few.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. But anyways, you haven't been. It hasn't been directed at you.
No, it hasn't been directed at me. I've gotten to witness it.
Right, and a couple I regret, especially the last time, but just one in particular. But like the rest, now fuck you, you had it coming. But I did you a favor. Yeah.
So, but that I mean, those are interesting.
Hendrix fight, but I lost the money and then I had to ship up here. But yeah, that decision, that was bullshit because he should have won.
That's the second thing about fighting. The decision is like, you're like, because as people see it differently.
I really think there's enough retired fighters now that should not. I mean, there should be at least the majority of the judges in. In like a major sanctioned fight should be. Let's say if there's like 5 judges or 3 judges, 2, 2, 3 or 5. You get what I mean?
Definitely. Well, I was saying. Well, that's the thing. I was to drop. Like you need more than three judges. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There should be more than 3 judges. And I was listening to. I think it was Joe Rogan. I think.
Okay.
And he was talking about how until like I can't remember how I'm gonna say recently, but I think it's probably been a couple years. But he was like, he said until recently they didn't even have the cameras. They didn't even have television monitors.
Nope.
And he's like, the people on TV have a better view than the judges, and he's like, that doesn't make a single bit of sense. He's like, they should also be I don't even think they consult replay either. He's like, I think you should be able to like check out replay if you're like, hey, was that a smooth hit? Was that knockdown an actual knockdown, or did the guy stumble? Or
I got you.
Like he's like, there's so much that you could do. He's like, take the extra little bit of time to like get the decision right.
Have you seen LG's making a refrigerator that'll show up like a little beer refrigerator when you call it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the only cool robot thing I've thought has been cool. The rest of it, so I'm like, fuck that. Have you seen the previews for that movie? What is it, Alita Battle Angel?
No, I haven't seen that one.
So the lady and I went and watched. What did we watch? Just recently. What's come Ant-Man? We went and watched Ant-Man, right? And
okay.
So, it was okay. I'd say it wasn't any worse than the first, but it definitely didn't
live up.
Do anything crazy. Yeah. Well, I don't think it was on par. But what was I gonna get at?
You're talking about a movie.
That preview, right, man? It's like basically like a fucking assassin robot and like a cute. Like could kind of pass as like a non-aggressive looking humanoid robot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, they're just softening the public before when these motherfuckers show up and start fucking us up. Yeah, you get what I mean?
Well, that's how they do it. They do it as like the
it's a soft kill, man.
Dude, we've all been screwed anyway because we all got robots in our fucking goddamn hands all day.
Yep.
I mean,
I put it down. Half a day. I go, no, fuck that. I can't do it.
Well, you need 2 hands when you're jerking off.
Media, it's in the morning. Like that's usually when I have my phone because I'm like, okay, I gotta take care of all this shit, and then I get off of it because it's like,
Yeah, no. I totally get that. I'm the same way. It's like it's frustrating to have it. Luckily, I try to keep it away as much as possible because it's just like, and I've been making time lately to just like put it down and walk away from it. So like,
you have to. Yeah.
just, yeah. Well, there's just so much going on, especially with like what we do and things that like we have to be connected, and like the majority of our back and forth, which you're probably like the one of the top 4 or 5 people I talk to on a regular basis is all through communication.
Oh, okay.
My brother the same way. Like my brother lives in Virginia, I live here, so a lot of it's through the phone. So, but which is cool because it's like it makes your world smaller, but at the same time it allows more people to get into your space. So,
tell me an embarrassing story from the last time you got shitty drunk.
Shitty drunk? Oh gosh.
Like stupid drunk, like you get home and you wake up on your living room floor, like
dude,
that type of drunk.
Ooh. Dude, I can tell you a really stupid one. It's so funny. Okay.
Remind me sometime if anybody's listening to tell the story about drunk Bogart in the Ashland, Oregon cemetery kicking over headstones.
Oh, do you want to? Oh, dude, that. I'm gonna go back.
I almost killed someone that night. That was bad, dude. I almost threw a dude off a balcony off this bar called Alex's, because dude, I was so fucking wasted, bro. And I was hanging out with a few vet buddies that happened to live in that area before I started going to SOU, and one of them was already going there. That's why I decided to go there, right? And so my wallet, I went to go buy a round of drinks. So like, yo, Maddie, go get us a round of beers. I'm like, you got it, dude, right? And so like, I go up to the bar, order what we're getting, and I go to reach for my wallet. It's gone. And I get back to the group. I'm like, hey, yo, my wallet's missing, right? And they're like, oh, and the fucking Bogart's like, hey, it was Hippie and Bogart. Hippie, my friend Nick, and who's a vet too, went over, and who's like a fucking historical fucking master professor. I don't even know. I don't even know what he does now, but he's very, very schooled, and he's intelligent. But anyways,
he'd know all about Anne Frank.
He probably knows way more than I do. Oh, he was one of those people you meet at a young age that you realize that you don't know. There's a lot of people who know a lot more than you do about stuff.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And he definitely expanded my outlook on life and my way of thinking about a lot of things. But points of view. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But anyways, because like he would when he had a fire team underneath him, he would make, if they get in trouble, stuff, making him do push-ups. He would sit there and read Trotsky and like socialist books and shit, and like I don't know if they were socialist, but you get what I mean. Like but anyways, they go, did your wallet look like this? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, man. And they go, that fucking guy over there, we just saw him with it. And I'm like, what? And I turn around and start walking, dude. I was gonna just grab that dude and throw him, man. I was wound up still, from being overseas. I mean, I was wound like I hadn't been home like more than like 2 months, and so then they stopped me and they're like, no, Bogart took it out of your pocket, dumbass. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you guys.
Like I almost killed that guy.
Right, exactly. So then later on, right, we split up, and we're going, and I'm crashing at Nick's hippie's apartment, until I get a place. We were in there for the weekend, but I was signing up, and then I was gonna, possibly crash there or whatever. But anyways, we're meeting back there while I was in town, and Bogart's like, yeah, follow me, I can show you how to get there. And so he's shitty drunk, and he's skipping and humming through this fucking graveyard, and he kicks over this fucking headstone, dude, and he's like, we probably should run.
That's a.
And it wasn't, out of character for him, I guess.
Yeah. Good old
not a shocker.
Bogart. Bogart's like our ghost man on third. Like.
Oh man, I got Bogart stories for days, bro. Like trying to light a fire in like -14 weather in the Afghan winter, and we're arguing over about him needing to go outside to light it and not opening the middle door on one side of the fucking mud wall because all the fucking ashes would come in the fucking room. And I got a video of this shit, and he's going on this fucking tirade. He's throwing fucking scalding hot coals at me with a shovel, and yeah.
Sounds fun. So I was gonna say
you think you had a shitty roommate?
I was trying to think about my stories, and I was gonna try to tell one from more recently. So I don't really have in the last couple of years too many like really fucked up drunk stories.
You're domesticated now.
Well, I was in the wine business for 10 years, so I did a lot of stupid shit during that. But after getting out of there and moving to Colorado, so I worked at a car dealership when I first moved here, and
Dude,
met a lot of.
I don't want to interrupt you, but you're rolling. So wine business.
Yeah, so I was in the wine business 10 years, and then
So what part were you a grape wrangler?
No. Well, kind of, sort of. No. So
I just made that phrase up. I'm pretty proud of it. Grape
I was gonna
wrangler.
say grape wrangler. Kind of. No, I sold and I bought, and it was a shitty. I mean, it was fun, but it was not.
Grape wrangler.
But I had a lot of bad nights with that in that.
Oh yeah,
field.
yeah. I think I've been wine drunk maybe like half a dozen times in my life, maybe.
Oh well, I wouldn't drink wine. That's the thing. Is like we'd go out to like bars and sell. I would be doing shots.
Dude, no, man, I was always a victim too. I'd always like pray girls are gonna be fucking wasted on wine, dude. It was I'm like, oh, I can handle this. Yeah.
No, that shit will fuck you up, and it fucks your stomach up too. It's like it's not even.
That's not so bad.
Well, it's just like it's not like a normal hangover. It's like where you're just like I feel like shit. Like you're like like.
Oh, dude, hangovers aren't too bad. I mean, like I think I've had one really bad hangover since I've hit my 30s.
Yeah.
But like I could like I think I've only maybe had like about 12 really bad hangovers in my life.
It's not. I haven't had too many, but.
Oh man, but you gotta also remember, like I would go hard all day, get off duty, get fucked up drunk or whatever we were doing, and till like maybe an hour and a half before having to go back for a formation and for PT for physical training and shit.
And you sweat it all out.
You have to go run. You want to run up front, bro, because people be fucking puking, and so you want to be the dude puking on everybody else and not catching everybody else puke, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, you get to set the pace.
It makes sense.
Man, but so hangovers were nothing, dude. And then you go take a shower, eat some food, and then get on an IV or drink some fucking Gatorade, and then
or beer. No.
You can do you probably could, but no, I've never done that.
No, it was fucked up. No, so like when I first moved to Colorado, oh man, so I worked in the car business, and then so I met a lot of car wrangled. Yeah. Everything I did is just wrangling things. And then so I worked in the car business, and I worked with a lot of guys who had DUIs. Like you got in, it was
a DUI wrangler.
It was the first time I've ever been in a car where someone had a blow and go.
Oh, really?
And it was like a lot of them. Like I was like, God dang, guys, come on. And and these guys were car salesmen.
Oh,
so you're like, what the craziness? So we go out one night, and it was dollar pitcher night.
Oh, okay.
So we go out, and I didn't go out a ton, but like I would go out every now and then, and so they were like, oh, we're gonna go hard tonight. Ant's coming out, and I was like, all right, whatever, man. Fuck.
Ant's coming out. They called you Ant.
Well, they called me Flash. They actually called me Flash. So, because my last name is Gordon.
Yeah, I would like to point out the gigantic ball you and your wife dropped by not naming your son's middle name Commissioner.
Okay, I wanted to name my son Flash, and she wouldn't let me.
Commissioner Gordon. Just call him Mish.
Mish.
You could even been cool and named him Commissioner or something.
She doesn't like to shorten names, so it wouldn't work.
Nah.
But we go out and we're drinking first rounds on somebody. They buy like 5 pitchers because there's like 5 of us. Boom, okay. And then I buy the second round, third round. Like, so we're like 3 pitchers deep at this point. Okay. And it's karaoke night at this bar.
What'd you sing?
I didn't sing.
I gotta start about Bogart doing karaoke.
I actually did sing.
In Colorado Springs, actually.
Really? Probably at the same place, probably.
Someone remind me about that sometime in the future. Yeah.
It
was Tom Petty.
So we're there, right? And it's a total jacked up situation.
Yeah.
It's older ladies, younger ladies. There's a
Okay.
bachelorette party. Then there's 5 dudes, and then there's like 2 sketchy dudes that were like by themselves. It was weird. So the bar's like okay packed.
Where was this? Like what state? You were in Colorado?
Yeah, it was Colorado.
So that it is local to where you live now?
Yeah.
So wait, what year? I mean, like
2013.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a little bit after my
Yeah.
run there. Yeah, okay.
Probably might have been the same place though, but
No. I mean, we ran a fucking muck, bro.
but it was wild. So we're drinking, and then I go out.
If I have any kids that
Yeah.
look like me in that general area, I'm
I'm
gonna
like-
play it off because my grandpa was born in Colorado. So I'm gonna be like,
Dude,
Grandpa
I was-
born in Greenleaf.
I was in
so
a
hey.
store the other day. Some dude had a Peyton Manning jersey, but the back said Madrid on it,
I'm sure it did.
and I was like, I should ask that guy if he knows
Like,
Jay.
he don't know if he knows me, but I'm pretty sure we're probably related in some form because that's where, when my great grandfather came from Mexico, and then they were in New Mexico for a while, and then they migrated to Colorado, and then
Makes
that's
sense.
That's where my grandpa was born, and then
Might have been relative, man.
it probably was. Is what I'm saying. No, actually, there was a bunch of Madrids that were related to that. Actually, were like part of the state senate in Colorado and shit, like in the 1800s and stuff. We legends.
Legends always. So we're drinking. So we're drinking. And stuff. So 2 of them disappear to the car, and then 2 of them disappear to the patio. So I'm by myself, and this girl comes up and she's like, "Hey, you're gonna sing karaoke?" And I'm like, probably not, because whatever.
Did you sing Kelly Clarkson?
No, I said worse probably, but and so like I'm like
Toxic by Britney Spears.
nah, probably no. It was definitely an NSYNC song. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I was next one I was going to was like,
But it
I
wasn't
Cherish
just
you
me.
by 98 degrees.
No, it wasn't just me. I think we sang "Bye Bye Bye" by NSYNC, and it was all 5 of us, all 5 dudes that we got up and did it. It was
It was supposed to
hilarious.
be novel. It was supposed to be like a novelty. You always go Backstreet Boys for novelty because everybody knows they suck.
Dude, yeah, but "Bye Bye Bye" was when Justin Timberlake was still like hitting his like big fame. So like people knew Justin.
Dude, I remember the first time I heard that song, "Sexy Back."
Yeah.
Like, I was in Kuwait. And, dude, I was about to go through like Navy fucking customs to come home, and I was trying to figure out how I was gonna get all these fucking cigarettes through and shit. And like, no, I'm serious. I was going. You were supposed to bring home like 2 cartons. I had like 30. Like, no, I think I had like 6 or 7. Right? You know what I mean? And I was like, shit. And so I remember walking into like the little fucking green bean area, little coffee place or some shit on that Navy, or that Air Force fucking Navy base, and it was Air Force base, Air Force Customs, and yeah, I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah, I just remember, yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, and so that's distinctly
it was burned in your brain.
That's every time I hear.
Yeah.
Bringing sexy back.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Oh.
I
Yeah.
remember that, like, area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean,
And for the record, I got the fucking cigarettes through.
you're like, yeah, because you were like, what the fuck?
Peaches.
No, I'm just kidding.
Peaches.
Ah.
No,
So-
I just kept dropping them between my legs.
Oh, nice. Fair enough. Yeah. So we were singing. So we sang that, right? Whatever. And go back and start drinking more. And we're like, fuck. So then
What NSYNC song was it?
it was "Bye Bye Bye."
Oh, okay.
Terrible song.
Ain't no.
So we sing that. Then guys go out and smoke, and then I come back. I go out with the guys who went out to smoke cigarettes, and then we come back in, and I hear one of the dudes that we were with on stage, but like it wasn't a song. He was just like he literally got on stage and took the mic out of a lady's hand and was like, "You suck." Like, so the bartender sees us walking in and knows we're with him. They're like, "Yo, your boy's getting kicked out." And I was like, so I'm like going off. I'm like, "Joe, get off the fucking stage!" Like I'm yelling at him, like, "We're getting kicked out because of your dumbass." Like I'm trying to pull him off. Like,
that was the place to be, huh?
Yeah, I was like, "Motherfucker, get the fuck out!" So I'm like pulling him down. We take him outside, and the 2 dudes that had disappeared to the car. Their dumbasses were nowhere to be found, so we're like, fuck, what the fuck did they do? Turns out they drove back home. Bad plan. This one had a DUI anyway.
Right.
And then drove back. It was like maybe like 2 blocks from this dude's house. So they drove back. They pull up. Joe's like on the curb, like with his like head in his hands. He's like passed out at this point.
Dude.
I'm drinking still.
You just unlocked.
Yeah.
A blocked out Colorado Springs memory of getting a ride from someone drunk as fuck back to fucking Fort Carson from the fucking strip club. And it took some weird ass turns, dude.
I bet. So
like,
I'm gonna finish this shit. Then you're gonna tell that story.
I saw someone smoke crack.
The first,
like out of a fucking boat. Like out of a tinfoil boat. But anyways, we'll talk about that.
But okay, yeah. So I'm now
just remind me about the fucking ride.
First time you saw somebody smoke crack?
In Colorado.
In Colorado.
Yeah, but yeah,
so,
I think it was the first time I saw someone smoke out of a tinfoil boat like that. That's what they're called. But yeah, that was crazy. She was hot as fuck too. I was like, damn.
Makes sense.
Damn. I was like, how much time do I have to be here still? When do I get to leave Colorado?
So we're out front. So it's 2 of us plus Joe, who's now basically passed out on the curb. The 2 dudes pull up, but while we're waiting for the 2 dudes, the other guy has a flask on him. So we're just drinking straight.
Pulls off the flask.
We're just pounding this flask because we're both pissed off that we just got kicked out. Because we're also both like 4 pitchers deep of beer at this point.
Oh well, why don't you guys just go somewhere else?
Because we didn't have a car. Because the guys in the car were gone. Our ride.
Well, we'll get call cab.
No, we didn't think about it at the time.
I guess you guys weren't like professional drunks like where we were. Like we knew the routine.
I mean, these guys. Cabs weren't an option because that's why they all had DUIs.
Right. Well, like we got so fucked up in Mississippi that fucking Camp Shelby was a dry base after we left. Like,
damn.
They changed to camp policy because we were getting fucking wasted. Wait, we're going to war. Fuck it. You know,
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. But anyways, go ahead.
But
that was funny when we found out about it. But yeah.
But so they show up and I'm so pissed off at this point. I see them driving up and laughing. And smoke's like billowing out of the car because they're like.
And they get stoned.
I full blown charged the car, and in my drunken brain, I have glasses on at the time because I'm my glasses actually.
Yeah.
And full blown just charged the car, Superman in the air, hit the fucking hood, land on the hood, hit my head on the windshield, and then I yell at them through the window. I'm like, "Where the fuck were you guys?" And then one of them pulls me off, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Because they missed Joe getting kicked off stage because he told his lady she fucking sucked. Oh yeah. And Joe's more of their boy than he is our boy, so we're like, "Fucking get your."
Is that I can't remember what street it was on, what part of town that was in. That wasn't like I was usually pretty inebriated when I was out in public there, but Area 51 Tattoo Parlor, I think is what it was called. Is that still a thing there?
I haven't seen it around town, but that doesn't mean it's not. It just might not be.
Yeah, I'm goddamn sure. I'm pretty freaking sure that.
It probably is though. I wouldn't be surprised.
So I got a tattoo there, and there was this dude. His nickname was Crash, right? I'm gonna leave his name out, his real name. But so me and the boys, he was kind of like the. Definitely wasn't squared away, man, and he definitely wasn't like someone that was like cool, not squared away. You get what I mean? He was no one liked him. Let's just be honest, right? And he smelled and a lot of other shit, but he wanted to be one of the boys. And we're like, dude, we don't want to pay for a cab, so let's rent a car, right? And this is like 2007, 2008, something like that. I want to say 2008, early 2008, and Boffman's like, damn it, I said his name. Crash is like, you can leave it in that. You can leave it in there. I don't care. Fuck him. Fuck you, Boffman. No. He rents a car. Rents a Dodge Charger, right? And
yeah.
So he's got the 4-door. We're like, whatever. Now, so Boffman shows up on base with this fucking car. So we're like, oh, Boffin's got a rental car. Maybe we can get Boffin to drive us around. So eventually we ended up talking him into paying for tattoos for everybody. And so yeah, I got one of my Operation Enduring Freedom tattoos on my leg from
nice
after that tour from
That's fun.
I'm pretty sure it was Area 51, man. I'm gonna Google that while you talk.
I bet you it is. Yeah. So now I'm like on top of the hoods. I get off. They get us in the car, and so we go back to the house that they were at, which is like 2 blocks, which is sketchy. We all could have got pulled over, but I was drunk and they were drunk. So who the fuck? I mean, who's gonna make solid decisions to make at that point?
It's permanently closed.
Oh shit!
It was on North Union Boulevard.
Okay, I know where that's at. That's actually probably pretty close to where this whole incident took place.
Okay, maybe that's why that story came out. So shit happens there.
So we're back in. I remember parking and I remember getting out of the car. I didn't make it to the house, so I slept for at least 3 hours on the driveway, passed out.
Okay.
None of my friends decided they were gonna like get me inside, which is great.
That's not too bad, man.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't too bad.
Had all your teeth. You're good.
But here's the fucked up part. So I don't have. It's not my house. I don't have a key to the house.
Yeah.
The way I end up getting in the house is that these dumb fuckers left the garage door 2 feet open, so I just fucking crawl underneath, passed out in their garage, which had like couches and like ping pong table. We played beer pong there.
Oh man,
it was wild. I threw up all over their bathroom too, though. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, make sure you come back next week, and I'll tell the world about the Afghan, Iraqi, Kuwaiti version of Robitussin. And the fucked up strong shit in there. What happens if you drink a bottle and stay up and you trip balls, and then you probably shouldn't do that because you have a job to do. And it's probably especially bad when there's like 15 of you doing it and you get called out of the wire.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. This was like, shit was so fucking bad back then, man. I mean, people could fucking testify to this, dude.
Yeah.
You know, we even have armor on our fucking Humvees, man. You know, let alone trained tactics to fight a fucking guerrilla urban war. We were getting trained on fucking jungle shit just fucking 2 years before that, a year before that. You know what I mean? They're still teaching fucking Vietnam era fucking tactics in jungle warfare, you know, when the war popped off, man, and even after the war. And so there wasn't a curriculum.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait to hear the story, though. So next week's gonna be great.
No, dude, it's nothing new, man. Dudes fucking used to get fucked up in Vietnam. They get all fucked up on opium and heroin. And
yeah.
You're there. You're gonna fucking die. Everything's trying to fucking kill you. Fuck it.
Why not?
The bombs, the clothes, the shops, the roads, the animals, the cars, the sky, the build. It all can blow up.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
Fuck. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna drink a bottle of Tussin and see what fucking happens. Let me get out of my head for 2 hours and not worry about maybe dying. And you know, you don't think about it all the time like that. But I mean, but at its purest,
I'm sure at the worst at times.
Yeah, even if you're being completely real and have dark humor about it, that's really how I look. It's how I felt about it.
That's awesome.
And and so, like, got a funny fucking story now. But dudes would huff like airborne or canned air, like the keyboard cleaner and shit.
Yep.
You know, and dude, but it's not hard to go. You know, go up to your terp and be like, yo, hey. You know, whatever your interpreter's name was, and be like, hey, here's $20 for you.
Yeah.
This is for you. You put it in his pocket, right?
Yeah.
Here you go, buddy. Use your right hand. Don't use your left hand. And
does that mean something different?
Yeah, it does. It does. And, a lot. They wipe their butts with their left hand. So
got you. Okay.
Disrespectful and shit. In a nutshell.
I thought if you use the other hand, maybe it's $20.
Well, I'm naturally left-handed, so that was a learning curve. That was a learning curve for me. Yeah, maybe I should have paid attention when we were getting all those fucking PowerPoint briefs. But anyways,
dude, that fucking blows. By the way, also, yeah.
Death by PowerPoint, dude.
Well, we gotta do it. We should do a whole. We gotta do a whole video about how fucked up left-handed people get fucking shafted in this fucking world.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I agree. Yeah, but no, I'm ambidextrous now, dude. I can do everything right-handed almost. And thank you to my old man, and thank you to the Army. Dude, the Army fucked me when I got there, man. They made you eat with your right. I don't give a fuck if you're left-handed. So I remember being at like boot camp, bro. I mean, so fucking hungry, and like at this point in my life, I had never ever attempted to eat with my right hand.
Yeah.
So I got like these peas and shit, and I got a spoon, and I'm trying to fucking use my right hand, and like I got like 25 seconds to fucking eat, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. That's
it's not like it's not like you have time.
That's all you get, motherfucker. You're not done. You're done now, you know. And so I learned quickly, but Yeah, dude. So dudes would just do whatever they could. I mean, I'm sure it's like that everywhere. No, a lot of people probably aren't willing to admit it. But I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. I've always been outspoken about that stuff, so I don't really care. I mean, I really thought, I had a higher chance of dying than not dying.
Yeah.
And I also knew to be responsible about it wasn't like, that was like one or two, maybe 3 or 4 isolated incidences where that happened to have happened because, but every other time, you knew for a fact you weren't supposed to be doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like being at home and getting drunk or something.
Makes sense.
But dudes would do like the clear shampoo bottle trick, have their old ladies send mouthwash, booze in the mouthwash, Everclear in like a mouthwash bottle,
Yeah.
or a shampoo bottle and shit, so we'd get booze. But me, two of my 3 tours, I worked with NATO, so I was like, hey, Croatian dudes, what up? Hey, you French guys, you guys got wine and you're barbecuing chicken, what up?
Right? Hell yeah.
Hey, you guys like Copenhagen? I got 2 logs. These are for you.
Like, here you go.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's how you make friends, ladies and gentlemen.
Copenhagen logs. Well, that's a good way to
podcast for today.
That's a podcast. And next week we're gonna obviously have a pretty good lined up one because I got to hear Jay's first time seeing somebody smoke crack and fucking some other stuff.
Crack in Colorado.
Crack in Colorado. That's right.
It was just kind of.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I didn't see it coming. I was like, what?
Oh man. Yeah, well, tune back in next week for that.
And I was supposed to get fruit roll-ups, and I didn't get any.
Fair enough. Fucking fruit roll-ups are the shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
And
imagine if this podcast had 2 potheads on it. Jeez.
Jesus.
That's how big of a pothead I am.
Dude, deep. Where's Anne Frank's shit?
Dude, you should hear the shit I say to Mandy, right? Because I'll be over. I'll just be doing my thing, man, and I'll come home. I'll be sitting in the living room or something. And she'll, whatever, right? Whether being pregnant, fucking whatever she does, and I'll say some stupid stoner shit where I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And she'll give me you.
What the?
Like, I love you, but you're dumb. And I'm like, no, that's really funny. I'm like, no, that's fucking hilarious.
My wife doesn't ever do that shit, but she every now, like last night she did that actually.
No.
It wasn't something like crazy, but we were watching baseball and she was like, do you think they'll ever change the Major League Baseball logo? And I was like, why the fuck would you ask me that? It's the most random fucking question.
Oh yeah.
But like, I'm assuming you're talking about things on that scale, but way dumber.
Oh yeah, no, like shower thoughts, bro.
Oh, dude, shower thoughts? Yeah.
Man, no. Sometimes I make really good points, but
dude, you know what's awesome? A beer in the shower after you've been drinking, and then like all the stupid shit you think about while you're in there.
Oh yeah. I knew a dude who one time put like a grocery plastic bag over his head in the shower, and then he tried to light a joint in the, under the bag, and it didn't work out for him. It was kind of.
That sounds like a. Yeah.
And for the record, it wasn't me, but it really wasn't. No, it really wasn't. Yeah, it was like, why would you tell anybody that story, dude? I was like, don't tell anybody that. Yeah.
Anyways, some things are meant for just you, bro.
And if you haven't seen Ready Player One, you need to watch it because it's really dope.
Awesome.
But that brought out the shower thought. I forget exactly what I said last night, but yeah. Oh no, I remember. I was like, I realized that like I have like nerd-like tendencies, like enough where I can be accepted as a nerd by other nerds, but but like not enough to get called out for not being like a crazy nerd. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
but, like,
makes sense.
But I also know how to kill people.
You're like Zach Morris.
No, I'm not trash.
Are you AC Slater?
If I age like AC Slater, I'll be happy.
Like, yeah, dude.
Fuck, if I look anything like Mario Lopez looks like his age, I'll be a word. As long as and you kind of look like an aging Dustin Diamond, so that's very, very good.
I don't like to shank people or make sex tapes.
Everybody likes to make sex tapes.
But I do like.
You're such a liar. You're such you since the invention of the cell phone with a camera, you know you're getting a little fellatio from whoever you decide to get fellatio from, and bullshit. Every man has done this.
Oh well, I mean, yeah,
you know you've pulled the camera.
But he made it with the intention. He made it with the intention of actually releasing it though, and did a terrible job.
Well, yeah, and I have a feel. I'd like to point out that Kim Kardashian's video was not really very well produced at all, and she did fine. So. Yeah,
that launched her career, but it's terrible.
It launched her fucking 2 younger sisters' careers too.
Dude, that whole empire's built on sex tape.
About her sucking dick, you know.
Terribly, by the way.
Like not even good sucking dick, you know.
Or Ray J, he's like, what do I gotta do? Why can't I be billionaire?
Right, yeah. He had an opportunity to be, though. Him and his sister were popular.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think about it. He was popular. Brandy was popular.
Brandy was way popular. Yeah, I mean, she had Alicia and all the singing stuff too. I mean,
by the way, when that thing first came out, it wasn't the Kim Kardashian tape. It was the Ray J tape.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to remind people to Google what Kim Kardashian looked like before the surgeries, and just remember. You're not ugly. You're just broke.
Yeah.
All right. Deuces.
All right.
Hit us up on Twitter. Send us some funny videos. Want to be featured.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give you a shout out.
Okay. Yeah. And small.
Hey everybody, Ant here. Just want to say thank you for watching.
Yo, dude!
If you liked what you saw, definitely hit the subscribe button so you get first notifications when everything comes out. Also, follow us on Twitter. @YoDudePodcast, @MattyMachineGun, and @PatchBlackDFS.